This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
All right, everybody, how you doing? Captain Jack here with my faithful right-hand man, first mate, and the only dude that can wear a beard like me, or can I wear a beard like him, whichever one it is. You know, we're beard brothers, bro. So what's going on? How you doing there, OG Daniel? How you doing, brother?
Doing great, Skipper. Just like I said, minding the vessel. And yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can, Jeff. Just hanging out, doing like I said, we're gonna be doing a show about Ben Davidson. I love that picture of him knocking Joe Namath's helmet off, by the way. They said he could break helmets. That was awesome. Gonna do that, just maybe talk a little bit about what this past week and this coming week, and hang out with Raiders, other fellow Raiders fans here in the chat.
That's it. And by the way, I know that I want to make sure that people know, because they're probably all on your channel, because I know I don't see them on mine. Make sure that you remind them what other shows that you are doing on the Chronicles of the Black Hole channel on your channel, so people will know to come over and watch those shows.
Well, on Monday nights, I do a show with Raider Joe called Dos Pendejos in a Chat Room on my channel. And then on Thursday nights, we move the show over to his channel, Dos Pendejos in a Chat Room. I'm thinking about another show I've been working on, and I'll be showing everybody later. I was going to do it last week, but I was so damn tired and fatigued. I had gotten up at 5 o'clock that morning to take care of some stuff I needed to do. And by the time I got around to going an hour before the show, I'm sitting here like my head hanging down with my food. So I was like, no, I'm going to bed. Hey, salute, Cool Kev. How you doing, man?
Got it. And again, we are multi broadcasting both on the Captain Jack Rackham channel and OG Daniel's channel, which is Chronicles of the Black Hole. Make sure you subscribe to both of us if you don't mind, because again, we will have you covered with Raiders content one way or the other. And we're a tag team, man.
We're covering content old and new.
Old and new. No, that's a bad joke. I won't even say. Tonight, as you might have heard, though. Okay, wait a second. Oh crap! Got to block a user already.
What was that?
I don't know, but whatever it was something. It was an advertisement for something. If I don't know it, it's gonna be blocked.
Right. Okay. Hey,
So
fair enough.
That's it. Just like, and it's what's up? Hey, Aaron Cortez, thank you for being here as well. Dark Phoenix, there you go. See, this is the young lady, and Dark Phoenix, aka June, thank you for popping in. Make sure that you, June, we will have to talk because again, I don't have a lot of time, and I know that you wanted to talk with me before, so it's a matter of getting things done. Again, Dark Phoenix, make sure you go out and she has in fact, June, you can put that on your on a chat. Anything that you want to promote as far as she has a very wonderful page where she reaches out to people that are in need or want to have people to talk to amongst Raider Nation and everybody. So make sure you put that out there, June, in the comment section. Said, hey, find our page here. Give some support there because again, it's for those that need somebody just to hang out with and talk to. If they can't get Raider content on our channels, they can actually come out, reach out to people as well. So there and is Ben Davidson the Raiders' John Holmes?
He wasn't behind the green door. He was in behind the green door.
Yeah. Now from what I understand, he was the bouncer, right?
Bartender.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it began with a B. Yeah. So.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. And I had made a mistake where I said Matuzak had wrapped up Mark Davis in tape like a mummy. It wasn't him. It was Ben Davidson.
Ben Davidson. So yeah, let's talk about Ben Davidson and start. And actually, again, I turn it over to my historian extraordinaire because I'm the color commentary guy,
Mm-hmm.
the play-by-play guy. OG Daniel talking about Big Ben Davidson. Go ahead there, Daniel.
Okay, well, Ben Davidson was 6'8", 275 pounds. He was drafted in, I believe, 1961. He was selected, I think, by the Giants, and then traded while he was in training camp to the Packers. And then he played on special teams for the Packers in 61. And they beat the Giants in the 37-0 in the championship game. And then he during training camp in 1962, he got traded to the Washington team for a 5th-round pick. And there he played in 62 and 63, and he was waived in September of 64, final cuts, not meeting their weight guideline. So what happens is, of course, Al Davis snatches him up. And so he was being coached by John Roushman and John Madden. And he played in Oakland from 1964 to 1972. And he was an all-star in 67 or 66, 67, and 68. He won the Raiders won the AFL championship in 67. And they got beaten in Super Bowl II by the Packers. And then we lost the next two AFL championships to the Jets, and then in 68 and to Kansas City in 69. And he was sidelined in 72 with a calf injury. And then from there, let's see, they created what they got. This happened in 1970. They created the rule wasn't created in 1970, but in 1970 there was an incident. It was like November 1st.
But before you get to that, Ben Davidson was there were his notoriety, and I will say his notoriety was involved with two plays of mention, okay, where Ben Davidson is gotten his claim to fame, which basically was a springboard. Because again, he was he was like the Mad Stork before Mad Stork, big, tall, lanky, playing defensive end, and actually he wore 83 before our boy Ted Hendricks came over. But Ben was involved with two plays which really promoted him as a player. Now, are you going to talk about KC next? Because I'm going to throw out the Jets one because that's the picture that they have.
Do the Jets one, and then I'll talk about KC.
Okay. Ben obviously was known as obviously a hard to the whistle, if not a little bit beyond football player. Okay, if not a little bit beyond football player, and this will also be well intended with the second story that OG Daniel's going to be talking about. Winston Hill, who was a Jets tackle on the offensive side, basically attuned to Ben Davidson being the dirtiest player in football. Like I said, the Raiders played to the whistle and a little bit beyond. If you look at the picture that was on the promo, you can see him knocking Joe Namath's helmet clean off. I mean, just clean off his helmet. And the Raiders just basically molested Joe Namath that game. And they the Raiders broke his jaw. And Joe was stating he was actually did not want to even attest to how hard he was mangled that game. He said that he broke his jaw biting into a steak the night before. But his jaw was broken, and a lot of people thought that it was during this play that's on the screen that Ben Davidson broke his jaw. The actuality is that his shipmate and cohort in crime, his fellow defensive end, Ike Lassiter, excuse me, is the guy that walloped Namath and broke his jaw. But Ben always had, because of this picture that was put out in the press, Ben always got the notoriety for breaking Joe Namath's jaw when it was really Ike Lassiter. So that's one thing I wanted to lead in with about the notoriety of Ben Davidson. And that was,
I just learned something new tonight. Okay.
Oh, that he didn't break Namath's
I thought it was him. Yeah.
No, it was actually Ike Lassiter,
Okay.
his shipmate. But he got the notoriety for breaking Namath's jaw because of that picture. It was really Ike Lassiter. So there you go. So again, between Daniel and I, we're going to get you covered. But the more famous play that, and one of those things where I said there are rules and then there are Raider rules. And there are rules that have come about because of the Raiders. And Ben is probably most known for, and then take it away, OG.
All right. So, like I said, it was November 1st, 1970. The Kansas City Chiefs were ahead of us 17-14 lead in the fourth quarter. And this was an important game. This was AFL Western Division showdown. Okay. It was between us and the Chiefs. And 2 minutes remaining, Chiefs were like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. And they needed to pick up a first down. So their quarterback, Len Dawson, kept the ball on a bootleg and picked up 8 yards. Well, and then he slid down and got into the fetal position, and nobody had touched him. So Ben Davidson ran in, threw his body helmet first right into his back, just bam. And then their wide receiver jumped out. Yep, Otis Taylor. He jumped out, charged Davidson. They got into it on the ground. 3 Chiefs jumped on top of him. A bunch of Raiders. The benches cleared. The brawl broke out. Personal foul flags flew. Hats flew. Like, it went crazy. They finally broke it up. And because of the rules, they had to do the play over. The Raiders stopped them, and they tied. and the Raiders went 8-4. The Chiefs went 7-5. Were eliminated, and the Raiders went off, won the division title. But 6 years later, and I wonder why it took 6 years for the NFL to do this. Either ratings were good or something. They installed the Ben Davidson Rule. Okay, and that rule is, you can't hit a player who's not making forward progress on the ground and hit him while he's on the ground. It's called he did it with a helmet, so it's called spearing. And they changed the rules 6 years later when they were reviewing some of the old plays. But yeah, Ben Davidson saved our game, saved our season. But yeah, they made a rule because of him. And there's most of the guys that Captain and I talk about. There's guys, most of them have rules because of them.
I wanted to interject as well. You guys are probably saying, well, it was a personal foul. And yes, it was. It was a personal foul on Davidson. But it was actually matching personal fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Because Davidson got a personal foul, and then Otis Taylor got a personal foul for inciting the melee. But the rules of the time, and this is important, the rules of the time did not stipulate when the flags were, because as you know, there are after play flags and during the play flags. But at the time the flag was thrown, it was all one continuous play. So at the time of the rule, because there were offsetting personal fouls on the team, it amounted that the play was null and void. So instead of it being a first down, it was actually now, however it happened,
third down again.
What eventually happened was the Chiefs had to punt. So they punted back to the Raiders. The Raiders got the ball, went down the field. George Blanda kicked the tying field goal.
48 yards.
There you go. And because of the tying field goal at the time, the Raiders had a 8-4 record, 8-4-2, and the Chiefs had 7-5-2. So by one game, the Raiders won the AFL Western Division, and it was because of that melee. And again, that inspired the rule change. So there were two rules changes, because there was the foul out, or the flag after the foul, that it's not offsetting. They take that as a priority. And then, of course, the Davidson spearing rule, you can't spear somebody. But at the time, the rule also stated that if you were not touched, you had to be touched. Well, Ben touched him all right.
He touched the hell out of him. And the thing is, there's a lot of Chiefs old players who said that play started the rivalry. That started the bitterness. So now the generations of hatred between Chiefs and Raiders is continued, and it started with Ben Davidson.
That's right. And I was talking about the one person that came up to me stating that when I had on Richie Rich. Oh, by the way, I hope you guys watched the my interview. My interview on Richie Rich's channel was about an hour ago. It was 7 Central, or sorry, 7 Eastern, 6. Anyway, go back and watch it. Mile High Roundtable with Richie Rich. It'll show you the top 5 things that the Raiders need to do in order to win. Anyway. Again, Captain going off track. I apologize. I'll steer back to the course. The point is that somebody attested to, and yeah, we'll get to that, Willie Wayne, in a bit. In fact, in the movies, we will get to. In fact, we alluded to it a little bit earlier, but you might have missed it. See, now I lost thought. Oh, okay. That people were telling, some person said, well, the Broncos historically have been our bitter foe. And I'm like, the most bitterest foe of the Raiders has always been the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was because of the Ben Davidson thing, but it also was because of Al Davis getting the NFL and the AFL to merge and the Chiefs owner, Lamar Hunt, doing things behind his back, enabling Pete Rozelle to still be the commissioner of the merged AFL and NFL when Al Davis was going to be taking over that league. So that was a little bit of the hatred that had gone down between Al Davis, Lamar Hunt, the Raiders, and the Chiefs. And then you had, remember how Marty Schottenheimer would always call it Raider Week? Well, that was Raider Week to Marty Schottenheimer, because the Chiefs used to be a crap team. He got the Chiefs so fired up for Raider Week that during Marty Schottenheimer's tenure, the Chiefs kicked our ass for years upon years upon years because of that thing.
But he used to tell the players that we were a horrible organization. That's where you go to end your career. He used to say all kinds of crap.
That's right. But again, the Al Davis, Lamar Hunt thing, the Ben Davidson, Len Dawson melee, and, the hatred of, the Chiefs and the Raiders as well was one of those things. So you can bring it back to all of that. Again, if you haven't seen it, just Google Ben Davidson or Kansas City Chiefs, Raiders melee, Ben Davidson, Len Dawson. Trust me, you'll see it.
You want to see that footage, I promise you. And the thing is about Schottenheimer, he'd take the Chiefs to freaking playoffs, have this amazing record, and choke in the first round. You can always laugh at them in the first round. They're going to get beat. They're going to get beat by the last seed wild card. It's going to happen. The Chiefs would choke every time in the playoff. First round.
Yeah, I was going to say the Garglers were 14-2 under Schottenheimer, had the best record in the AFC at 14-2, and they lost in the first round to whoever the hell it was.
Schottenheimer could not win a playoff game.
That's right.
Schottenheimer. So I'm glad he never coached our team.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and then when Marcus Allen went over to the Chiefs, that didn't help.
Well, and it had been those things between the Raiders and the Chiefs for, it was Marcus Allen going to them. It was a bunch of, it was even like
the guy we got from them. He was also known as one of the dirtiest players.
Well, the other thing was that, a lot of Raiders went over to the Kansas City because it was their way of doing this to Al Davis. Chester Mclaughlin went over to the Chiefs. Marcus Allen. There was a couple
Marcus Allen justified.
Well, the other thing, though, was that the Raiders would always try to pick up players from the Chiefs because James Hasty played for the Chiefs and then came over and played for the Raiders. So it worked both ways. It did work both ways. Oh, well, see, I hope you kicked his ass, Sultan.
Yeah.
I hope you kicked his ass. Go ahead, Daniel. So again, Ben Davidson, renowned as the spirit of those Raiders, are dirty. He was the Conrad Dobler, the Deacon Jones, the Bob Brown before any of those guys came out.
He was the original part of the mystique. Unfortunately, that mystique is gone because we can't play that way anymore. But you want to talk about the movie career, Captain?
Let's talk about the movie career.
Go for it.
No. I'm just saying it's like we can talk about it. And I alluded to this in the promos as well. If you've never seen Ben Davidson, he was one of those people just like, well, I know Merlin Olsen did it, Roman Gabriel, because they were sitting in L.A., in the mid to late 60s. So they would, after the football season, because remember, the football only paid so much. And so the football players would go out and get extra parts. I remember both Roman Gabriel as well as Merlin Olsen was in one of my favorite films. I can't remember. I was Rock Hudson and John Wayne. The Cattle Drive. Look it up. Okay. In fact, I'll do that when OG goes on one of his spiels. I will do it. Yeah, Fred Dreyer as well. They were all in LA, but again, the players needed augment. Okay, so Ben Davidson got involved in the movie industry, but actually it was after he was involved in the commercials industry, because he got basically his big start was the Miller Lite commercials
He
with
shot like
John
32 of
Madden.
those.
I'm sorry?
He shot like 31 or 32 of those.
Yeah, I at the time, I think he probably had the record for the most Miller Lite commercials, because he was a stalwart there. You know, John Madden would come and that's where you get the boom and he'd go through break through the screen. But that was a boon for a bunch of the players. But as OG Daniel was alluding to, he was a person that was in the movie Behind the Green Door. If you don't know what Behind the Green Door is, just look it up.
Google it.
But I think the other thing is, again, if you've never seen Ben Davidson, go and look at Conan the Barbarian, the original.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
With Schwarzenegger and James Earl Jones. Ben Davidson played basically the number one henchman to James Earl Jones. And, you know, you can't, you had the
big guy with a big sword.
Yeah, and the handlebar mustache.
No, he had a long mustache, and that one in the big wig.
Yeah, the wig was awesome. But so yeah, he did that. You know, it was augment. So after his football career, he was more known for the movie industry, the commercial industry, because that was an augment to him as well. The other thing was he was a biker. And him, as well as Tom Keating, his buddy for the Raiders, they actually did a Harley ride from California all the way down through Mexico, through the Central America to, I think it was the Panama Canal and back. And what is really kind of like karmic is that when Ben died of prostate cancer, about a month or two after that, Tom Keating, his buddy on the Raiders, also died of prostate cancer. So they were, even in death, they were melded together.
And with that being said, gentlemen, if you are 40 years old or older, please make sure you get checked for this. Okay. They died of it back then. I don't understand the exact situation, whether they had aggressive forms or not aggressive forms. It just went on too long. But as a survivor of prostate cancer, I want to say, if you're over 40, start getting checked, man. It's important, because that stuff gets past the prostate, it goes to the bones. And when it goes to the bones, it kills you quick. So make sure you get checked. There's my PSA for the night.
Yeah,
okay.
I appreciate that, because again, I can't remember the last time I've had a doctor put his finger up my ass, so I'm gonna have to.
No. It's a blood test.
Oh,
it's a blood test. They check what they call PSA level, which is your prostate-specific antigen. If it's above a 4, you need to get in and get a biopsy, and you need to get on it. Trust me. I unfortunately went to the VA in 2017. My PSA level was at 10.8. They said nothing. 2018, my appointment got canceled because my doctor was on vacation. 2019, it was still high like that. And he said, well, we'll keep our eye on it. They waited till it was over 20 before they sent me into urology and go through all the process. So they let it sit in my system for 3 years before I started my radiation treatments. Fortunately, it was a non-aggressive form, because if it had been an aggressive form, you wouldn't be talking to me today.
Yeah.
So if you're a veteran, find a way to get out of going to the VA. Go somewhere else if you can.
Yeah, go to a hospital that actually cares.
Right. Go get some other type of insurance. Just anyway, I'm not going to go into my personal shit, but I got to say, these men died of something that could have been preventable, especially in 2012.
That's right. And again, you know what? I'm not even gonna mark for the S word. Anyway, the final synopsis for Ben Davidson again. He was an all pro in 66, 67, and 68. Started his career with Green Bay in 61, 2 years with Washington, got cut. 64 through 71 with the Raiders. He played 152 games total. 110 were starts. But basically, when he went to Oakland, he was phenomenal. I mean, from 65 through 71, played every game, 14 of 14. He missed a few in 64 his first year when they played, and actually that they played 12. I think they went from 12 to 14 because in 64 it was 12, and he started 8 of those. But again, a stalwart among the defensive line. 2 fumble recoveries for his career. 64 and a half career sacks, 62 of them with the Raiders. So there is the stats for Ben Davidson. And again, died at I won't say a young age because he was up there, but
He was 72.
Yeah, go get yourself checked out for that.
And also check out his highlights and films. You'll love it. You see shit that you can't do in the NFL anymore, and it's great. He was a headhunter too, and he played after the whistle. I mean, he would break helmets. There was another NFL player, I forgot who it was, got interviewed and said he liked to break helmets, and that's exactly what he did.
That's it. So again, that's our history lesson on the great Ben Davidson. So having said that, if you want to talk to us, be sure to get on the comments section. If you would like to come into the show and be that, I will put that up as well. But while we are here, because
you got to watch your language.
Yeah, you got to watch your language. No more cursing. No more cursing. And I'm going to put the link up there for all that want to come into the show. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, please come over to YouTube, either Chronicles of the Black Hole channel or my channel, Captain Jack Rackham. And they wore them they wore toy helmets. I mean, the way helmets were definitely not of the quality that they have now.
As a matter of fact, they've upgraded many, 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 many times.
That's right. But so I hope you enjoyed the history lesson on Ben Davidson. I think the Raiders played a game yesterday.
Yes, they did. I was critical of it because I was like, okay, we played a second string team, blah, 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 blah. But the thing is, they're still professional football players, and we still got that W, and that's all that matters. Yeah, see,
I'm gonna debate you on that. The defense that the Browns put out there, now they had some guys that were gone because of injury. So I'm not gonna attest to that. They had some guys that were gone because of injury.
Mm-hmm.
So let's call that even. We had guys that were gone because of injury. In fact, if you didn't hear, Abram has a dislocated like a dislocated collarbone or shoulder or something like that. So when you saw him on the sideline holding his hand,
I thought it was his wrist.
No, he has it.
But I think he was just supporting the weight off from his shoulder.
Right. So that he has a dislocated shoulder, collarbone, something like that. So it's dislocated. And you notice that when he went out, that's when Nick Chubb started gaining a lot more of those yardage because we had Nick Chubb bottled up. But that without saying, okay, the only named player that they were missing from the Browns was Jadeveon Clowney. The rest of them were there. So the Raiders offense.
On the defense?
Yeah, on the defense.
Didn't they have a safety out too?
Well, I said the only named player that they had, because the other guys were out because of COVID, but Jadeveon Clowney on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. Okay, that's a formidable tasking. Okay,
mm-hmm.
Might have had a safety out, but that's really not. When you have a defensive end, that wreaks havoc like Jadeveon Clowney is. I'm going to call that is a person of renown out. Now, also having said that, Nate Hobbs was out for the Raiders.
Yep,
he's our best corner. slot corner or otherwise. He's our best corner, and he was out because of COVID as well. Now, the Browns had some people out on offense. Obviously, their top two quarterbacks, the guy who does too many commercials and Case Keenum, were out. But if, in case you didn't notice, Nick Mullins had a fantastic game and carved up the Raiders' defense. So the fact is,
no, he carved us up the last time he played us when he was in San Francisco. He did not carve us up. Our defense held them to 14 points.
But yeah,
and
but
kept them shut out the first half.
It was break, or bend but don't break. But he did carve us up as far as the stats. So he played a good game. They did keep him without points. But the other thing is, like I said, he played a hell of a good game. When we started losing players in the secondary and they finally started working on Peoples-Jones, who had a couple deep passes. But why did they score on a short field? Why did they score on a short field? I seem to remember that we gave him a fumble at midfield.
Mm-hmm.
We gave him a fumble at midfield.
When we gave him that interception at the end of the game, I went, "Oh no, it's over." But they couldn't get a first down. Our defense stepped up.
That's right.
When Carr got that ball back with 1:56, I'm like, "Oh, these guys are screwed. We're gonna win." Carr's breaking records on this fourth quarter comeback stuff, man. He's clutch in the 2-minute drill.
That's right. Good to see you there, shipmate.
So everybody stepped up. Okay, when Faison's playing the first 3 quarters, he played lights out. Okay, when I see Faison and Levitt break one up, I'm like, what happened to my crappy Raiders? Who are you guys? You know, because there's some crappy Raiders on this team. That's my crap, you know. But it was like, everybody stepped up. The offensive line stepped up. A lot of defensive players who disappoint me constantly stepped up. Hey, Bishop, thanks. As a matter of fact, this beard, I don't know if you follow Lord Roshitas, Captain. On IG, there's a guy named El Roshitas. He goes by Lord Roshitas in the chats. I went on Hammer's house, and these guys were all like, "Hey, OG, who's the guy drawing pictures of you on IG?" I'm like, "What?" So I'm like thinking they're setting me up for some kind of practical joke. And my wife heard it, and she went in and looked. And she was like, "Wow, he captured you." And I'm like, "What?" I'm looking at this picture this guy drew of me. And I'm like blown away. I don't have my phone with me or I show it to you.
Well, hold that thought, though, because we're going to bring in another guy with a fantastic beard as well.
Hey, Sultan, what's happening, man?
How you guys doing? How you doing, OG? Cap, how you doing?
Doing good. You got your phone with you, man?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're on your phone. Shoot. All right, never mind.
No, but I'm on my computer. My computer's right here. I'm looking at it. Yeah, I could look at it.
I wanted to show everybody that picture that El Roshitas drew. He's drawing one for you now, ain't he?
He's drawing one right now. He's drawing one right now for me. Yeah, I'll get his IG and I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, because he did one of me, and then all of a sudden these content creators started calling, getting old, man, can you do one for me? It was that good.
Yeah,
he's doing one for Hammer, he's doing one for Docs, doing one for Sultan, doing one for a bunch of guys now.
Well, if you guys are going to get all this stuff done, send some love to the other old dude that definitely.
No, I didn't ask. He does all these. He started drawing in the pandemic because he needed something to do, and he did a picture of me and put it on IG, and I was just like, wow, that was the most flattering thing ever. But then all these other guys are like getting a hold of him. Hey, can you do one for me?
I will reach out to him as well. And while you guys are doing that, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go try to find this guy on Instagram.
El Roshitas.
I put it in the chat right there.
Yep, you guys talk.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta see that picture, Dan. If you can't show that picture because you're on your phone, right?
Yeah, I can't show it, but I did put the name on there, so he'll look it up right now. Yeah, the picture of you and Hammer is dope, man. Definitely. He already kind of showed me a little sneak peek. Remember on your live last night?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. He's almost done with that, but it's perfect.
And the cool thing about it was like, you know what? I wanted the Raider shield and the swords behind it, but I didn't want it. You know, I wanted to kind of like cater to my style of, you know, like who I am or whatever. And so I wanted to have him put like Persian swords instead where the shield is. So he's gonna do that, and so I'm super stoked about it.
You're Persian?
Yeah.
With
With the name like Sultan Mir? How did you miss that? With a name like Sultan Mir?
No, I know. I was just, when he said Persian, I just said, I know a couple of bad words in Persian. So it's like, because I used to work with a company, they were all Persian. And they taught me some bad words, so I had to throw them his way.
Yeah, Sultan Mir is actually, because I'm a music producer. Before I got into this, I only got into this because I was, during the regular season, I think last year, I was checking out Dox's channel, and I started watching his videos, and I started going on the live streams with everybody, and I said, you know what, why not, you know, do some videos and talk to a few people, and that's when I started the channel. But I kept my producer name, which is Sultan Mir, because my real name is not really Sultan Mir. My last name is Mir, but my first name is not Sultan. Yeah, so.
No, well, that's my first name's not OG. Docs gave me that nickname. But hey, you live in LA?
No, I'm originally from Las Vegas, but I moved to Florida.
Here's the picture he did of me. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, that's dope.
He also did one. He's working on yours right now.
Yeah, I moved to Florida, like 2 hours south of where where Cap lives.
Hey, Cap Jack, you got to follow this guy.
I did. I followed him. Him.
Yeah, cool. Oh, and by the way, I want to pass something on to you. Stuart told me he wants to get you on his show so bad, Cap. But he goes on at crazy hours, like 3 in the morning, and you know.
Right. I mean, unfortunately, like up until the time that I'm not working anymore, I got to get some sleep.
Yeah, of course.
Some sleep. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, I gotta adhere to the people that are paying my bills.
Yeah, well, Bishop, that's why this guy could draw, and he captured the shape of my beard, the color of it with the streaks, and I mean, it was just like I was so flattered by that. And then these other guys started hammers. He reached out to me, "Can you do one for me?" You know, now he's doing them for a bunch of content creators.
Yeah, it was super funny because I remember I was watching Hammers live, and you were like, "Wait, they drew something on me," and you got caught off guard. You're like, I thought they were trolling or something.
I thought they were going to clown me and pull a practical joke, and it was like, wow, I was blown away. I was like, that was the most flattering thing ever. 28 comeback wins for Carr. That's right. Wow, that's a record, ain't it?
No, it's not a record, but he has the most since 19. Was it? I think 94.
Yeah, well, he you know he's going to break that record, right?
Well, let
me the record.
Let me see what the record is.
Yeah. Hey, Bishop. Now my wife wants me to grow one. Oh Lord. I have a bunch of bearded Raiders fans.
Okay.
Peyton Manning.
The record is Peyton Manning with 43.
Carr's got how many?
28.
15 more?
But there's a lot of guys ahead of him too. Tom Brady 41, Ben Roethlisberger 40, Drew Brees 36.
Drew Brees ain't playing no more.
Yeah. Johnny Unitas.
Unitas. Johnny Unitas. Well, come on, Cap. He's young. Show some mercy.
I know. Sultan, we got to talk, brother. Like,
come on now. He's young. He doesn't even know who Johnny Unitas was.
Johnny U, man. Johnny Unitas was the greatest quarterback to come out of the Pittsburgh area ever first. And there's been quite a few. Obviously, George Blandis from the area. Joe Montana is from the area. Joe Namath is from the area. Dan Marino is from the area. But Johnny U is the prototype best quarterback to come out of the Pittsburgh area. I'm just saying, no hate there, Sultan. When I hear things, it's like it's when people mispronounce And again, it's not you. It's when people mispronounce things. It's like the guy in Jaws that puts his hands down the chalkboard. It just ugh.
He probably didn't see Jaws, Captain. That was probably before he was born.
Nah, I seen Jaws. I seen Jaws.
Okay.
You know the scene I'm talking about when Quint goes down the board with
to shut everybody up, right?
Yeah, but
so what's the word on Waller?
I haven't heard anything. Yeah, I haven't heard anything other than day to day. But
same as Perryman.
Here's the thing,
well, there's a theory out there. There's a theory out there that his agent is keeping him out of the games because his injury isn't as serious as as many weeks as he's missed already.
Yeah, but by the way, congratulations, AJ. Blessings to you, shipmate, as your 3rd anniversary. Glory to God, amen, and all that to you.
As a pastor, nice.
That's it. If that's why Raider Rev, and I'm the only person that can call him that, by the way. Raider Rev, aka the Bishop. I'm a big fan of his, and again, he's a shipmate of ours as well. So blessings to you, brother. Go ahead there, Sultan and Daniel.
You know, it's funny. A lot of people mix Sultan up with Joe.
They were doing that at first. Yeah, they were doing that on a lot of channels.
I'm looking in the chat.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not Raider Joe. Yeah, he was on my live, or not my live, but Dirty's live last night with me.
It was like twins up there, you know. I got to mess with Joe because I do a couple shows with him a week.
Hey, Sultan, your thoughts of the game last night as well.
I think our defense played really good. Diablo, I really like Diablo. I didn't understand why they didn't throw Kuntz in there because he had sacks in every game he played so far, which is only 2 games. Which I was kind of blown away.
Tearing it up. Cleve Farrell was balling.
Yeah, Cleve Farrell did good too. I'm just surprised the coaches didn't throw in Kuntz in there. Yeah, and Daniel Carlson with the kick MVP.
And he did. And the bad thing is that Carlson did not make the Pro Bowl, which I think is a crock of crapola.
It's a crime. And the thing is, it's funny. They tried to freeze him. His second kick was better.
Yeah, I saw his first kick, and the way it came out, I'm like, ooh, I don't think so.
But he made it in.
He made it in, but it was heading towards that upright, and I didn't know whether it kind of hooked in at the very end.
Right.
But
they shouldn't have frozen him because guess what? His second kick was dead down.
Right down.
Yeah, he had a little practice.
Yeah.
All you do is you don't freeze him, you just warm him up.
That's right. So what about and no, and it wasn't, and the other thing is, and I alluded to this on another show, that Perryman and Waller are making business decisions. Allegedly. But here's the thing. If the Raiders here's the thing. The Raiders got to win this weekend, okay? Because if they win this weekend, they're going to need all hands on deck. Because if you win against the Browns and you win against the Broncos, go out there and win against the Colts, which is going to be a tough task. I admit it. It's going to be a tough task.
If the run defense could play the way it did yesterday, though.
You win those games, and then you go into the last game with a win, and most likely a win, and you're in if you win these next 2 games plus the last one. Okay? So we'll see. I mean, if that's a business decision, I get it, but you know what? Here's the team that needs you, and how more dynamic we will be. Puppet, good to see you, brother. Can't wait to see you for the last weekend in Vegas with. And by the way, Puppet is on with Raider Homer and Oakland Raider Savage, Raider Puppet. And there's some chick in your video, Puppet. I didn't know what that one that was being done for. There's a girl in that as well, and I didn't know who the other 2 people are. I think it's I know that the other folks are there are the couple that Chucky's Thugs, I believe. but I don't know who that other person is. You'll have to let me know. But make sure that you are there. Oh, it's Vanessa. Oh, okay. Didn't realize that. So there you go.
Yeah, his agency is actually Clutch Sports. They're on Waller's, which is known for shady stuff.
Ah.
You know.
So I mean, it's not out of the realm that his agent told him to shut it down, because remember, he was supposed to be. He could have played the week. Allegedly, he could have played the week after Dallas, and he definitely could have played against the Chiefs. He's making a business decision based upon his agent, and I think that's his way. Because remember, he's signed for the next 2 years. He's under contract with the Raiders for the next 2 years, 22 and 23. So if he's looking to finagle to make his way out, it obviously will be up to the new management, the new president, GM, and coach. I think, to be honest, I can see what he's doing. He wants to see what's going on, and there's conjecture again. I'm not stoking the fire on this, but there's conjecture that him and Carr, he don't want to play for Carr anymore. So that's another thing as well. You might keep in mind.
Okay. Can I end this bullshit stuff?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just putting out the conjecture.
Everybody's talking about him and Carr having some issues and these rumors. Why was he in a Bible study at Carr's house that same week? I'm not buying it. Hey, Darren Waller is not about ego. He's in a sobriety program. It's about put your ego out, okay? And as far as the Raiders, he said the Raiders gave me my second chance. He is loyal to the end. The conjecture and the rumors are crap. A lot of it's already been busted. No, he was at a Bible study with Derek Carr at his house. Okay, that same week, everybody's talking about, oh, he doesn't want to play for Carr anymore. Stop! You don't know what you're talking about. You're hearing rumors, and you're spreading information that you got to verify your information, man.
I understand that. That's why I'm glad that you told me that. Because
I'm addressing the Raiders fans. Like, you don't let misinformation creep into your life. You fall down into an information silo, and you will drown in garbage.
Yeah, and I will say that I did have the pleasure of giving him for him it was a high five. For me, it was a low five the last game, because I put my hand over my seat where the tunnel is, because they come in and out of that tunnel, and he got a chance to slap my fingers, because I'm kind of high up there, but I did get a Waller slap of the fingers. So there you go. So again, I'm not saying anything. So apparently that is a bunch of bull stuff.
Clickbait, garbage, lies, people just making stuff up.
The Perryman one actually is a little weird to me too, worse than Waller, because Perriman's on the verge of breaking some kind of tackle record, so he needs to go in there and play those games so he can break that record, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to be hurt. Why would you blow a record if you're not hurt?
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense for your wallet.
My theory with the Clutch Sports was that it wasn't Waller that wanted it. It was actually his agency, that because the Raiders weren't winning. So he's like, you know what? It's better that you just step out. You say that you're injured. You know what I mean? That makes more sense than him beefing with Carr.
Yeah.
He ain't beefing with Carr. That's not real.
If the Raiders aren't winning, it's a chicken and the egg type of thing. The Raiders aren't winning, or weren't winning until last night, because they don't have Darren Waller on the field.
And he hasn't been playing that great either, Darren Waller, this year.
Well, he hasn't got as many targets because he's being blocked in, man. He's being locked up by double coverage. It's going to happen. They're game planning for Waller.
When he was targeted a lot this year, he was dropping a lot of passes too.
He was dropping a bunch of passes, and
every one of our receivers was dropping them yesterday. That made me mad. Our receivers were the weak link.
I was going to say that. It said Moreau dropped about 2, and Djax dropped 2 at least.
And did you see the drop by Josh Jacobs? I mean, he only hit him right in the numbers.
I know.
If you see the replay, bam, it bounced off his numbers. dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. And Zay Jones dropped one, but at least Zay Jones caught the one that counted, which was the one that put us on the 30-yard line, and then with the spike and then the kick. So thank God for that.
Well, Brian Edwards got one that counted too. One that he's missed a few times, and he nailed it yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's the type of player that Brian Edwards is in the red zone. You got to do those over-the-shoulder passes to him, because that, I think that the coaches need to scheme up plays to the strength of each individual receiver in the red zone to maybe improve in that red zone. You know what I mean?
If you got a Waller, or you've got, and I'm sorry, Moreau dropped some yesterday, but in the red zone, Moreau's deadly. And then you got Brian Edwards. Put that ball up high. They'll get it. Put the ball up high. They'll come down with that 50-50.
Yeah, and actually that's what he was known for at USC, not the West Coast USC, but South Carolina, East Coast USC. He would high point the ball, and he was very adept at that. And that's why I thought that I even said at the beginning of this season, I said that Edwards is probably going to have a better year than Ruggs.
He is.
He is.
You might want to highlight some of them comments, man.
Yeah. Oh, I am. And I got, and yeah, you scheme with your players, but then again, you have to have an OC that knows what the hell he's doing. So again, we got three more games, and if they're 3 wins, we got another game. But whatever this run is, this is the last run for Greg Olsen. I'm telling you that.
Greg Olsen reminds me of the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. I don't know why. Every time I see him, I think of the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz.
I mentioned that Greg Olsen was just bad, period, in Jacksonville too. That's why he got fired. And somebody had told me, I think, that, who was his quarterback? I'm like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, Greg Olsen, like. But yeah, it was Blake Bortles.
Yeah, but the thing is Blake Bortles brought the Jaguars to the AFC Championship game.
What's that? Whoa. Go up a couple of those.
Which one?
In the chat. Go up a couple. OG, can I give you my Christmas?
And Mike, I'm also of a mind that we're not going to win.
I'll be right back, Cap. I'll be right back.
Hey, so I'm gonna put you back backstage. You let me know when you're back, and I'll put you back on.
Okay. Mike, let me give you a little bit of information here. Playoffs are not happening. You said there are seeds above us. We're seeded 10. Okay, we're the 10th seed. 9, 8, 7, and 6 all have really, really harsh schedules coming up. We could stumble through and fall into a wild card berth. The playoffs not happening. Go look at the teams, the top 10 seeded teams in the AFC. Then pick the teams that are above us and look at their schedules over the next 3 weeks and tell me, and then come back with me and come back and say that again. Because you're going to go, oh, shoot, we're probably getting in.
If we win out.
We went out.
So I say, don't look at the other people. I'm going to quote somebody that, and I don't think you can see it on here, but I have my microphone here, and I'm going to quote somebody, and you'll know who the hell I'm quoting when you hear this next phrase. Do your job. Just do your job. You know who I'm doing, right?
Oh.
Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
Do your job.
Right. But look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're seated above us, right?
No. I think. Oh yeah, they're seated 9. They're seated 9, but we got tiebreakers against them.
They play Kansas City next week.
But they're playing Kansas City without Kelsey.
Okay, and also without Hill because they have COVID.
Uh-huh.
All right, I understand that. Who else is above us? The Colts. Look at their schedule. Look at the Ravens' schedule.
Right.
Ravens.
Well, no, I think the Ravens are below us because we got them on tiebreakers.
Oh, they're still a game ahead of us, but they got a brutal schedule coming up.
Okay. Well, the thing is that it doesn't matter who's ahead of us. The Raiders will be in the playoffs. Mir, you ready to come back, brother?
You just got to win out.
Okay, we're adding Mir back. The Raiders just got to win out. We got to win out, and you need to do that starting this weekend.
So, Mir, you don't live in L.A.?
No, I'm originally from Vegas, and I moved to Florida about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Fort Myers area, right?
Fort Myers, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you guys had a tornado, didn't you?
There was a tornado here. Yep, today.
My aunt lives down there, so I had to call and make sure she was okay today.
Yeah, I was actually asleep. I didn't even notice.
And by the way, if you're just joining us, we did a history review of Ben Davidson. Make sure you go back and watch from the beginning after the show. We appreciate everybody that's here. If you are here on Facebook, please come over to YouTube, either the Captain Jack Rackham channel or Chronicles of the Black Hole channel. And remember, starting in January, we will be on Roku TV. So
Mike Sarah, we're not beating Indy. Mike Sarah, we're not beating Dallas either. Go ahead. Sorry, Captain.
I'm just saying it's a matter of, Eagles. That's right. There's games tonight. I didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. The Eagles beat Washington. Well, I kind of figured they would.
Yeah. Actually, that one I would have tossed a coin with whatever, because I couldn't pick that one.
In fact, I will put on the games in a, hey, we got Raiderette Vanessa Navarrete, my favorite Raiderette down in Colorado. You know, other than there's another one too. So don't. Well, actually, there's two couple. One of my favorite Raiderettes in Colorado that I know personally that I've seen over 10 times. That makes her my favorite that I've seen over 10 times. So I can honestly say that. There you go. I'm covering all bases there. Make sure you go to, she's got a new YouTube channel as well. She's going to be on with Trish Hansen. So if you want to listen to ladies that know what they're talking about, be sure to join Captain and Wenches. If you want to listen to ladies who know what they're talking about, be sure to hit up Raiderette Vanessa and Trish Hansen. If you want to listen to ladies that don't know what the hell they're talking about, I won't say what their channel is.
Yeah, I know who that is.
But that's what I would say.
I told you last night I knew who that was.
Yeah, well, you figured it out. But again, Vanessa, Trish Hansen on their channel on YouTube. Be sure to watch them, subscribe, and there you go. Obviously,
put the link in for that show.
Yeah. Make sure that you put a link of Vanessa so we know where your channel is.
Yeah, because sure I'm not on it. I definitely want to watch that.
Yeah. You ever get a hair on your tongue? It's annoying.
Hey, you know what a pubic hair sounds like when it hits the ground?
I'm glad I'm not having to do a cut up so far. Okay, the Rams won. The Rams beat the Seahawks. I kind of figured that.
That's an easy one to pick.
Yeah,
but the Eagles, what the F team? I couldn't pick that one.
Yeah, well, Mike Sarah does make a good point.
Yes, but guess what? They're not the Colts are not one of those type of teams.
No, the new comment. We were supposed to beat Chicago. We were supposed to beat Washington, and we didn't.
Right. Right. But okay. But the thing is, Indianapolis is not a garbage team. That's why and it's on the road. We do good on the road against good teams.
Yeah, we actually play up to our competition. And we do play better on the road. So that's one good thing that's in our favor against Indy. But we need to start this weekend.
Good in our stadium.
We have to upgrade. That's why I said the playoffs are out if we lose this Sunday. The playoffs.
Yeah, we can't let the donkeys have anything.
That's it. So again, be sure to join Vanessa. Make sure you join with the part of the Three Ring Circus. That's section 105 on YouTube, if I believe. But make sure Vanessa puts her other channel up there as well.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about those losses that he brought up? For the first 3 quarters of all those games, except for the Kansas City game, because defense laid an egg, defense kept us in the game for all these games. And it's just that if you look at how many points we scored, you know, we were scoring 14, 15, you know what I mean? And we weren't scoring that many points on offense, but the defense kept going 3 and out, you know, a lot of times, not all the times, but they were doing it enough to give our offense opportunities to go down the field and score. And it was like the same song. But the only game that our defense did lay an egg against is Kansas City, because we don't have a scheme for them. We tried to cover the 2 high safety that works against them, but we aren't running that type of defense, so our guys weren't good at it. And then we switched it back over to cover 3. And then when we play cover 3, Mahomes he has a field day out there, you know what I mean, if there's not 2 high safeties out there covering. And so that was the only game. That was the only team that we actually on both games laid an egg on defense. So really, defense kept us in all those games. The blame goes to the amount of points that we scored on offense was very little.
Well, here's the thing too. Those 2 games are the only times I think I'll ever admit that I missed Paul Gunther.
I actually jokingly said that we were having, I think it was on a video before, and everybody flamed me. I was like, we need to hire Gunther just for the Chief games. Everybody was like, F you, you're crazy. I was just joking though.
I know. Well, people got to learn to take a joke. They forgot that fine art.
And again,
that's the only thing you know how to do.
If you want to come into the show, I just put the link up again. You can come in via the chat. You can come in as well. Mike Lee,
beard required.
We will say Mike Lee. We already talked about Big Ben Davidson, so make sure if you missed it to go back and watch from the beginning. But you can come in. We've moved on to this weekend's game along with the rest of the season. So if you want to talk about that, be sure to talk about that as well.
And if you can come into StreamYard without a beard, you're not required to have a beard. I'm just going to tell you that up front.
Yeah. Yeah.
While we wait for the next person to get on, this video has been sponsored by Manscaped. Next week, Captain's going to be doing a demonstration on how to use the project, so we'll never be seen on YouTube again. Thank you.
If I'm doing that video, you guys are going to be on my fans only page. Okay. And if you talk about subscription, you too can subscribe to my channel. You can be a member of the Galleon for $5 a month or $10 a month. Remember, at $10 a month, you also get a Captain Jack patch. Be sure to do that. Membership does have its perks. And I will show up one more banner as well. Here it is. Yeah, I'll get there. It's like, there you go. No, that's not there. You go here. Treasure chest. Every time you spend $5 via Super Chat or Super Sticker, or $5 via Cash App at Captain Jack Rackham with the $, or $5 friends and family on PayPal, you are given an entry to the Treasure Chest O prizes. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you check it out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, please highlight Vicky Orr's last comment.
I'm getting over that. Vicky, if you shave, we're gonna say prove it, and you're gonna have to you're gonna have to come in and do a video to prove it. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry to have you dying. Oh, yeah. You know what? Look, guys, we got to beat the donkeys. We got to beat them we beat them in their house. We got to beat them in our house. I do not care if these clowns think they're going to orange out our stadium. We need to Vicky's on fire today. We've got to beat them, man. We've just got to. They got Drew Lock. Okay, they're not going to get what's his name out of protocol by
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah. The starting quarterback is out with a concussion. He's not coming back. It's going to be Drew Lock. We have had really good luck against Drew Lock. But here's the other thing, though. Drew Lock hasn't had good luck against us. We really just laid timber on him the 2 times that we played him last year in Vegas. Well, actually, no, it was the only time I think we played him. But anyway, we can play against Drew Lock. But Drew Lock has been able to have over 300-yard games against other people. So hopefully we don't see that guy. Beating Denver, as I stated on, by the way, make sure you go to Mile High Roundtable with Raider Richey. I was doing the 5 things the Raiders need to do in order to win. Make sure you catch that coverage. Mile High Roundtable. Support Raider Richey. Richie Richey. That was subliminal. But go over. Yeah, go support Richie Richey.
Nothing Raider about Richie.
But, nothing Raider about Richie. But again, the 3 things that the 5 things you need to do, and I'm not going to say them here. I want you to go to Mile High Roundtable and watch 5 minutes, the 5 things that the Raiders need to do in order to beat the Broncos. Go support Richie Richey, Mile High Roundtable. He supports us. Go support him.
You know, I'm going to take one last shot at our players.
I was going to just add a little bit to that game. The one difference from the last time we played them was that their defense now is a lot better. Their secondary is good. You know, so that worries me about our offense going up against their defense.
Right, but that what's that kid they picked up who's good at getting picks? He's a rookie over there.
Oh, Patrick Surtain. Yeah, and he's playing.
Here's the thing about we can take advantage of that kid. We can take advantage of him because he doesn't turn around when you throw the ball at whoever he's going. We can get him on some PIs. I'm just saying. But
here's the thing, though, right? Graf said the same thing about Greedy Williams and the Browns, and who got the interception? It was Greedy Williams.
He didn't have to. He was behind him. He didn't have to do that. It just fell into his hands.
Yeah, it was in trail coverage, and Carr overthrew Zay Jones.
Right.
And
the thing is, our receivers. This is the first game Carr has won without passing for over 300 yards. You know that, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, 236.
If our receivers hadn't dropped all those damn balls, he would have had 300.
And if my aunt had a set of balls, she'd be my uncle. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Shirley? Uncle Shirley.
No. It's Aunt Jolene, and Aunt Jolene is, and I'll say it, you know, Jolene doesn't watch the show. Aunt Jolene is like a Jewish American version of Jabba the Hutt. I'm just saying. When Aunt Jolene sits around the house, she sits around the house.
I got you. Okay. But right now, you're going to get a message in that chat from Aunt Jolene, and you're
I haven't heard from Aunt Jolene in years. I've heard from her once, and the reason why was because she wanted money.
Okay.
I ain't going to hear from Aunt Jolene.
Okay. Yeah, we got to take this one. Every game is a must-have.
It's a playoff. It's playoffs.
Playoffs now, bro. We're in the playoffs.
No, the playoffs are now. Every game that we play is a playoff game. Win or go home.
That's what I meant. We're in the playoffs now. Like starting yesterday, we were in the that was the beginning of our playoffs. We have to win or go home.
That's right.
And the Colts one, that one worries me the most. If the only way I see us winning that one is if Jonathan Taylor doesn't show up. Like I'm talking, he doesn't show up for whatever reason. He doesn't play that game.
COVID, or he gets injured. I mean, he's got who are they playing next week?
And I don't want to wish injury on nobody, but I'm just saying that's probably the only way we win if he's not in the game.
Right, but who are they playing next week?
I'll tell you in a minute.
They're playing the Arizona Cardinals.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
The Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're gonna be angry that they lost to the Lions.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, they're going to take it out on somebody. Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe the Colts.
Yeah, they're playing them on Christmas at 8:15.
Christmas
So,
Day.
Christmas Day, yeah, 8:15.
You see what I'm saying? It's everybody seated above us has some tough games ahead, bro. We might
who was the-
stumble into the playoffs even if we lose to the Colts. There is a chance.
The Chargers are playing the Texans, so they got an easy one.
That's an easy one for them. They're the only team seated above us who's got an easy game this coming week.
Yeah, but it's going to come down to the Raiders need to beat the Garglers the last game of the season. That's just the way it is. They got to win out, but if they do win out, that means that they beat the Chargers and they will be in the playoffs.
Right. If we win out and we beat the Colts, we're probably in the playoffs, even if we don't beat the Chargers.
Well, that scenario was brought up when we did the simulation, but it only really happens if the Tennessee Titans actually beat the Steelers last week, but they ended up not doing that.
Steelers are playing the Chiefs this week, and if the Chiefs manage to beat them without their best weapons, okay, well, guess what? We would then that helps us. The Chiefs beating the Steelers actually helps us.
We'll see.
I'm not going to root for them bastards, but it helps us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Chargers have the Broncos after the Texans, so they beat them last time. You never know.
Right, but here's the thing about the Chargers. They are the most bipolar team I think I've ever seen, and I'm going to tell you right now. They'll go out, they'll play a good game against someone, and then they'll get smoked by a team that they have doesn't even have a business being in the NFL. The Chargers are up and down, man. They're like an intense roller coaster. They're like one of them EKG readouts. You don't know which Chargers are going to show up to which game. Houston might smack them, and then they might beat the Broncos, or the Chiefs. And the Chargers have been like that all season, kind of like us.
And by the way, like I said, if you want to come into the show, I put the link up again. Jesse Rodas, I hope you sent me your information so I can give you your prize. Let me see what Jesse won. Jesse won. I have all these little Post-it notes. That's not the right Post-it note.
All eyes on G. Yeah, go ahead, man. You do that. When it's done, you can do that. Right now we're talking about what's coming up. And if anybody wants to jump in, jump in. Bourbon, where the hell you at, man?
Jesse Rodas, you won these nice Raider stereo earbuds. Remember, every time you spend $5, you are given an entry into the Captain's Treasure Chest of prizes. Jesse Rodas, you won these stereo earbuds. You can see that they haven't been opened because the sticker's still on them is what the price is.
Hey, Captain, just put the link up. Bourbon, jump in, man.
Yeah, I did. I put the link up. I put it up to everybody.
Yeah, no, I told him you did.
Yeah, that's it. James Furpo, thank you for coming in here. And like I said, I know James Furpo is watching on Chronicles channel because I don't see it on my chat. So James Furpo, thank you for watching Chronicles of the Black Hole on the Chronicles of the Black Hole channel.
Raider puppet, man.
Well, I'm actually gonna go and make some dinner and fix up this whole. I gotta organize these videos because I'm gonna do a live tonight about the NFL Draft 2022 prospects, and so I gotta chop up a bunch of videos and stuff like that. So
hit it, man.
Okay. Well, again, Sultan, thank you for coming aboard there, shipmate. You stand relieved, sir.
All right, you guys have a good one.
You too.
Make sure you get with me. Hopefully, we can see each other. If you're only 2 hours away, that's not too much.
Yeah, for sure. All right, have a good one.
Take care, brother.
You're not gonna put that Raider puppet comment in there?
Which one?
You got clowns you got crazy people. Yeah, there you go. I'm robbing the house, bro.
I don't have a chimney.
That cracks me up.
keeps disappearing. Okay. Well, Vanessa, just go. It's on Facebook. It's on Facebook. I'm tagged on it. So if you have my, in fact, what I will do is, before I do that, hey, and I pronounced James Furpo's name correctly. Well, that's because I'm a pretty erudite and urbane individual, James Furpo. Make sure you're following my show on my channel as well, James. Make sure you are watching or at least over at Captain Jack Rackham on YouTube. We had what is it? We had a country in here.
Bourbon
Country. Yeah, we had Bourbon Country in here a couple seconds ago. I don't know where he went.
Okay, but Jesse Rodas sent you his information on IG check your DM.
Okay, I will. How do you think we shut down Denver's run game? Mike Lee, that's one of those. I can't neither confirm or deny, but that's one of the things that I was talking about on the 5 things that the Raiders need to do in order to beat the Broncos. Now, Bourbon Country is going to be back in a second, but we are going to be joined by probably one of the most knowledgeable fans out there. We are joined by Browns by Jacob. Jacob, how you doing tonight, shipmate? Good to see you.
Hold on. Sorry. Let me take this off.
Yeah, I get it. Choking. I get it. Ha ha.
That wasn't the point. The point of the message was COVID.
Oh.
Gentlemen.
So
guess we have to talk about it.
You're leading with an excuse.
No, I'm not. I'm not here. I'm not here for excuses. It was a joke in my mind.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if you're going to go there, I'm going to say, and this is because you missed it, the only stalwart defensive player that you were missing by COVID, stalwart defensive player you were missing was Jadeveon Clowney. You had other players that were out because of injury. Now, OG was saying that you had a safety out, but to me, that's not a stalwart defensive player.
Ronnie Harrison, yeah, he's a big part of our defense. He's lined up in the box, lined up everywhere. So yeah, Clowney and Harrison. I believe AJ Green also had COVID. That's a defensive player. Now you don't know who he is, but that's a good thing.
Important.
It would have meant MJ Stewart wasn't on the field. So yes, important to this game. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is a Cleveland hat, Vicky, because this is Browns by Jacob, who is a very knowledgeable gentleman that we have on the show. He knows his stuff, so that's why I have him on the show. And you know what? There you go. And I'm gonna show this. Now you know what it feels like every game as a Raiders fan. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if a Browns fan is comparable to a Raiders fan. But if Raiders fans
watch your next couple words, I'm listening.
Well, no, I'm saying being a Raiders fan, you guys have gone through a lot more success than we have. So I'm used to losing on game-winning field goals. I'm used to this. That's why I'm not sitting here. That's why I don't have tears running down my face.
Gotcha.
I'm here to talk business and talk football.
I'm not going to make him convert into anything. The kid is a Browns fan.
Right.
And that's great. And I admire people that are true diehard fans of their team.
Yeah.
If you could convert somebody to another team, that means that they really weren't a fan of their team to begin with.
Or they can be converted to another team later.
Right. So again,
you stay diehard and keep your honor.
Yeah.
And then someday when you have an old man and you have a beard like this, you'll and you're still a Browns fan, you can say, I've been doing this for 47 years.
That's right. And remember, when Jacob gets hired by the professional teams, he's taking me with him.
Yeah, well, I'm getting a couple calls from the Bears ownership. I'm not 100% if this is somebody fake. But I'm getting interest. There's no age limit for a general manager in the NFL, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, like I said, you get hired, bring me with you.
Well, I think it's best to talk about the game and
Yeah.
in all forms.
I'm listening.
I've been waiting for this night. An amazing game. I'm glad it was entertaining. I'll start off from the Browns' point of view because obviously I'm gonna love to hear what you guys have to think. I'm gonna start off with what went right. The things that went right in this game is Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins was playing fantastic. He did everything he was supposed to do, and we'll get into a little bit more than that. And then the defense, obviously creating turnovers. Besides MJ Stewart, we don't like that guy. It was amazing, and holding the Raiders to 16 points. I'm not going to freak out. Obviously,
It's an accomplishment. That is a big accomplishment.
Obviously, missing some players like Clowney impacts Miles, makes Miles get doubled more. Also, Malik McDowell was out this game with COVID as well. He's been very good this year as a defensive tackle. We still have Malik Jackson, though, who's been pretty solid this year as well. The secondary held up besides MJ Stewart. Greedy Williams this year has stepped up in some capacities. Denzel, we all know that Brian Edwards touchdown. I do want to get into that later. But Denzel, he's been the highest graded cornerback in single coverage in the NFL. He's a Pro Bowler this year. He's been absolutely incredible. He had another great night. John Johnson was making a lot of plays. And also Grant Delpit was on COVID. He's another vital safety.
I will give you Delpit is a name that definitely would have helped out there. I will say the corner that was on Edwards, you can't teach height. You can't.
Do we want to talk about that touchdown?
You can't teach. You can't teach height and jump.
Yeah, what, the Edwards touchdown or the touchdown that your receiver stepped out of bounds?
What one was that? Was that the Njoku? No, I'm not talking about that one. I want to talk about the Edwards one. And before I get into this, I'm not blaming the game on referees. But by rule book,
don't go there. We already got the patent on that one.
Yeah, we own the referees against us award forever.
Well, yeah, I'm not blaming it, but that Edwards, I think could have that touchdown could have been called for an offensive pass interference because you can see a clear push off from Edwards' side. Now it wasn't crazy, and I'm not super mad that it wasn't called, but you could see separation be formed by the hand, which is technically an offensive pass interference, but it wasn't of crazy capacity, and I'm not crying about it, but it is just something.
If you're going to call that, then I'm also going to call the catch that Peoples-Jones had against Faison,
where he pushed off for real
as well. I mean, and it was, and Faison is like.
Are you talking about that post route that was in the middle?
No, the one it was a clear push off that, and I can't remember which play it was, but it was obviously on a scoring drive. Okay, and he pushed off on Faison and no call, and Faison was going belligerent mad as well. So, and that was more. I was definitely not ticky-tack. It was a blatant, in my mind, push off to go.
Yeah, well, I agree with consistent calls. I would have to find that play and take a look at it to get my 100% opinion on it. That's what I did today. I was able to find that Edwards touchdown, and to me,
what about the one where Renfro was shoved to the ground?
Yeah,
that one. I'm trying to remember that play. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was about ready. Thank you, Chris, for.
Oh, there you go, Chris Gang.
Yeah.
I'll try to see if I can find that clip. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember it exactly in my head.
Just don't air the coverage because then I'll get a YouTube slash because it's something that I can't, and
I won't play any audio. It'll be on my own device to the side here. But, I mean, that's the good thing about the Browns. The defense did well. Nick Mullins looked good. And Nick Chubb does what Nick Chubb does. Kenneth
Bryant, I'm going to interject. No, he is not.
No.
Yeah, and I said I'm not over here crying.
He doesn't cry about stuff. This kid knows the game. He's young, and he ain't crying about nothing.
He's knowledgeable. He knows the rules, and we will go tit for tat. Kenneth, I thank you for joining the show. I know you're watching on Chronicles of the Black Hole YouTube. Come over to my.
Yeah, but Kenneth, no, man, he's not. This kid's not a crybaby. I've seen him on Captain Jack's show before. He doesn't get upset about it because he said he's used to being beat by last second field goals and stuff like that. He said I'm used to it.
Yeah, in this game, this game ultimately didn't come down to the referees. It's not like the Browns didn't have multiple chances to win this game. So I'm not blaming it on the referees. I just wanted to get some things of those out of the way. Because there were questionable calls both sides all night. But we're gonna go into the bad things with the Browns.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off. The person who I blame this game the most on is Alex Van Pelt, our offensive coordinator. If you watch this game, you would see the conservatism, especially in the first half, that really hurt us because Nick Mullins was making smart throws. He wasn't missing. He was doing incredible. And at that point, in a very crucial must-win game, you have to learn to eventually take off the cuffs because he is a guy that would have won you that game. He is a guy, as soon as you started letting him throw a little bit more at the end of the game, he was able to go down and score touchdowns. So that's what really bothered me because Nick Chubb sometimes doesn't necessarily get going, especially when the Browns, I believe it's about 91% of the time, run to the left. And with Jedrick Wills out, Jack Conklin out for the year, you're missing some pieces in that offensive line. So you can't exactly be a 100% run, especially without Kareem Hunt to begin with. And especially without Austin Hooper, who's a very good blocking tight end. That hurts as well. So we definitely needed to pass more, especially in the first half. I think that's exactly what killed us in this game. And if he starts giving Mullins a little bit more of the steering wheel earlier, I think the Browns win this game. But ultimately, Van Pelt.
I actually would say that Nick Chubb was bottled up quite well, and then when Abrams went out, is when he started to get those big gains.
Well, this was classic Nick Chubb play. And without Kareem Hunt this season, it's been harder. Yeah. But what the Browns do, they run in the first half a lot with Hunt. Maybe they'll open you up to some Chubb carries, but they save them for the second half when they have that lead, when they can run the clock, and when the defense is tired. That's where you start to see Nick Chubb take a step, and that's what you saw last night. Of course, on that touchdown, it was great blocking. But offensively, it was Alex Van Pelt. I think he shouldn't be the offensive coordinator. We've obviously seen him kind of hurt the Browns' offense, even though Stefanski being the offensive play caller. Van Pelt still has a say in some things, and I think last night we saw plenty of enough of what Alex Van Pelt does with this offense and what he is doing wrong. Because
I tell you what, we'll trade you Greg Olsen for a ham and cheese sandwich, and you can have Greg Olsen.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the Browns can get a good offensive coordinator next season. I mean,
no. We want the ham and cheese sandwich. That's why we're
that's pretty much all we want. The ham and cheese sandwich.
I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and decline that deal. And then another thing I want to jump into, and that also would have won the Cleveland Browns probably the game, is a Chase Mclaughlin missed field goal. At the beginning of the season, Chase Mclaughlin started off beautifully. We thought we had a very consistent kicker, and it's slowly been downhill, and ultimately he cost us that night. You could see the win wasn't necessarily crazy in Cleveland, and the fact that he missed a 48-yarder is not acceptable. Now, I'm not joking when I say this. The Browns kicker last year was Cody Parkey, and he was decent. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good. And I full-on think, well, Cody Parkey did get hurt. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But Chase Mclaughlin should definitely be cut. I don't think he should get another chance with us because it's inexcusable. If he simply does his job last night, the Browns could possibly win that game at the end there due to those extra 3 points. So there's a lot of things that need to be changed. The only thing that I was happy with to see was Joe Woods last night. I've slowly seen our defensive coordinator. I've slowly seen him progress and get better, and he's learned a lot of things this season. We've seen him learn that with this Browns coverage in the secondary, that you can be aggressive. You can send 5 or 6. You can blitz, and we saw that last night. And sometimes it didn't work out, but sometimes it did. Derek Carr interceptions. And that was beautiful out of Joe Woods. And obviously, in these last 3 games, I want to see more consistency from him because he's been on the hot seat. If you asked me 5 weeks ago if Joe Woods should be the defensive coordinator next season for the Cleveland Browns, I would have told you no. But I think these final 3 games will decide who he will be in Cleveland. And ultimately, I think he can be a consistent, solid defensive coordinator, especially with all this talent on defense. So getting into the Raiders, offensively, they weren't amazing. Like I said, our defense did our job, and then their defense was definitely very interesting that night. Now, there wasn't necessarily, Nick Mullins wasn't getting pressured a ton unless he was sitting and had time for 4 or 5 seconds to pass. But I mean, it was your run defense, like you guys said, in the early half of the game, when Van Pelt was simply just calling these run plays on first and second down. It absolutely killed us. You know, it took our knees, swiped it apart.
We know about that. That's why we are astonished if we ever throw on first down, because we're thinking that maybe Greg Olsen looked at the sticks wrong, because he won't pass on first down deliberately. So maybe, you know, if we ever get a pass on first down, it's like you said, well, maybe he can't really see the down marker for what the sticks are. So, yeah, if you guys are having a problem with that, like I said, you know what? We'll just send you Greg Olsen. You don't even need to give us a ham and cheese sandwich.
Well, he can go ahead and be a secretary. I think that'll fit his job nice. Getting the assistant coaches coffees. But either way, like I said, Van Pelt absolutely murdered us. Not passing the ball, and that gets into the standpoint. At the end of the game, the Browns, all they need is a first down to win it, with the Raiders no timeouts and a first down inbound, so they'd be able to run the clock down to the 2-minute warning. Then, Neil, it's 3rd and 3. We run to the right. Nick Chubb gets stopped. I absolutely disagree with this play call, because there had been so many plays of the night that had been at least 3 yards or more with Nick Mullins, and they had been open. And with a somewhat depleted Raiders secondary, I mean, it was right in front of your face to just pass. Yeah. I mean, all you have to do is go 5 wide, even throw Chubb out there. And we saw a few looks of that last night, or Demetric Felton. I 100% think the Browns would have gotten that first down with any type of pass play, because the Raiders pass rush wasn't really getting home. And even if they did, Mullins was creating some plays, like you saw with that Harrison Bryant touchdown, able to roll out, get some extra time, and find a wide open guy, and that's where it bothers me. And that's why I'm sick of Van Pelt. Prefer and going on a Prefer. He didn't do a bad job head coaching. He did everything.
Call pretty much. Remember,
the biggest mistake you made was letting Derek Carr get the ball back in just almost 2 minutes left in the game.
Well, yeah, and being a head coach, now there's barely going to be any head coaches that do this, but my understanding, listen, you got 2 minutes. Your defense is tired. They've been on the field a lot. Yes, you're at the 30 in your own territory, but it's a 4th and 3. You don't get it, so what? Let the Raiders score real quick. Maybe you'll get a minute and something with a good amount of timeouts still left in this game. So you kind of got to have some distrust in your defense. You can't be biased in that sort of instinct. And I would have gone for it on that 4th and 3 if that would have came down to it. I mean, if I'm head coaching last night, the Browns win.
But are you gonna put that kind of trust in a 2-minute drill on a quarterback who's only practiced with you once? That's scary.
If he wants a chance to win the game, I'm gonna give it to him, because ultimately, like I said, I know my defense is tired.
He's got guts.
Well, that's what it's about in the NFL. You're not going to win games being passive, especially games like that. And you know, the Raiders, Daniel Carlson has been amazing for you guys. And
didn't get in the Pro Bowl. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's bull. That is bull.
Yeah.
AJ deserved it. Crosby deserved it.
He got in.
And Perryman deserved it. The 3 guys that got in.
Denzel Perryman?
Yeah, Denzel Perryman made the Pro Bowl as well. But Daniel Carlson, he's been the special teams player at least twice of the week, special teams player twice of the week, and has been formidable. Did not get in, and that is a crock of crapola. I don't know who the kicker is for the AFC, but they made a really, really bad choice there.
Well, yeah, I can't say that off the top of my head, but yeah, Daniel Carlson has been amazing. So I knew he was going to make that field goal from 47-48. I knew as soon as they got in position and going to that play, and I want to specifically target MJ Stewart here, because all the guy does is make one play and he gets playing time for it. Last night it was the fumble that pushed the Raiders back, and I think they ended up punting on that drive. That was a great play by him, but all night pretty much had been getting beat. And then obviously that pass interference call on him, it was pretty even tugging. You could throw the flag there or whatever on either or guy. But either way, MJ Stewart's not good in coverage. I saw him way too many times on Hunter Renfrow, which actually, and that's calling back to your push down play. I mean, he wasn't terrible against Hunter Renfrow, and I think that wasn't that terrible of a matchup, but I would most definitely like to see Denzel Ward on him. But I leave it down to this. I leave it down to the Browns at most kill. I would put number 1 Van Pelt. I would put number 2 Chase McLaughlin, and I would put number 3 on the fact of not having Troy Hill or Greg Newsome or AJ Green. If we have one of those other corners, MJ Stewart doesn't get playing time, and ultimately I think this game is a little different. But it's put in the past. COVID-19 happens. The NFL has terrible rules about it, but there's nothing you can change. It just hurts that we had a chance to win that game, and it was right there on our fingertips and would have been massive. But ultimately, our season's over. Your guys' season is not over yet.
Your season's not over yet.
Your season's not over
Your
yet.
season's not over yet.
Yeah, I said that. I said ours ain't over. Your guys' ain't over. There's still a lot of football left. We play the Packers on Christmas. We go to Lambeau. That's as tough of a game as you can ask on this team. But if they somehow pull out that win this Saturday, it would be a Christmas miracle, and that would absolutely be 100% enough to propel the Browns in the playoffs. But this is a fun stat. The current projections for certain games, if the Browns lose to the Packers but beat the Bengals and the Steelers, they would have a 40% chance to win the division. So we could still, you could honestly lose 8 games.
You know what? I would love it if you guys beat the Bengals in Pittsburgh. I really would.
Well, I'm not scared of Pittsburgh.
No, because if you beat those 2 teams, you move us up in the seeds.
Yeah. Right now, the Bengals have a tough schedule. I think. I would have to.
Pittsburgh.
I made a video of this.
He was talking about it. The guys that are the teams that are above the Raiders, all of them have tough schedules to finish out. We have a tough schedule. We just need to win out. We win out, we're in the playoffs.
You win out, you push us up the freaking ladder, kid.
Yeah, and this is where I see the biggest cloud of dust with the Browns possibly winning this division. Looking at the Ravens, they play They play the Bengals, Rams, and the Steelers. I'm pretty sure they play the Bengals this upcoming week, and then they play the Rams, which the Rams they should lose to. But either way, Bengals or Ravens. Both of those teams are at 8-6 right now, and we can still play the Bengals, but the issue is that we're not playing the Ravens again. And like I said, I don't see the issue. I don't see the Steelers making the playoffs. I see them losing another 1 or 2 games, but it's going to come down to that last week matchup, Ravens versus Steelers, and it's really difficult in my head to see the Steelers sweeping the Ravens, which is basically kind of what would need to happen, because say if the Bengals pull it out and beat the Ravens, I'm not worried about the Ravens anymore. I'm worried about the Bengals now, especially if we lose one more game to the Packers. So it just makes this so much more complicated. And the fact that we could be sitting in first place in the AFC North right now and be able to lose to the Packers this upcoming week really bugs me, because it's setting up for a terrible Christmas for me. But all I can say is, if you have a kicker right now that can consistently kick, be grateful, because I wish we know how that feels. I hate the Ravens for it, that they have Justin Tucker, because they always have that reliable guy. It's so important, and the Browns just continue to not take a chance on a guy in the draft, which it is so hard to find a good kicker in the NFL.
What do you think your coach was doing sitting in his basement, probably plotting against the Green Bay Packers? You guys never know how you might show up with. You get a bunch of guys back and your coach back.
Yeah.
Well,
That's for you. That's for you, Jacob, by Mike Lee. And again, thank you, Mike Lee, for watching Chronicles of the Black Hole on that channel. Come over to my channel, subscribe as well, please. But yeah, that's for you, Jacob. I'll tell you what my opinion is losing OBJ is a plus by a minus. Getting rid of OBJ is a positive for the Browns.
Coin flip.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. Well, if he's specifically talking about the OB trade, the Browns clearly lost that. Jabril Peppers was a young and upcoming safety, and although he got injured halfway through the year and is out the rest of the year, he's still a phenomenal young, good safety for the New York Giants. And we gave up a first-round pick, which I believe they drafted Dexter Lawrence II, who has been a good defensive lineman. So the Browns absolutely lost that trade. So if that's your answer to that, a bad thing. But if you mean the OBJ separation, it was absolutely a good thing for the Cleveland Browns. Because we didn't have any more time to sit there and test and experiment. And I'm sure the OBJ and Baker would have ended up working, but it would have been too late. So I'm glad that's all done and over with. At this point, you look at the Cleveland Browns road. You still got a chance against the Packers in Green Bay. They battled with the Tyler Huntley Ravens, and you basically did the same thing that they just did. So you got to take that. Listen, their offense is very difficult to stop, but this defense right now, it's top 5. And say you hold them under 25 points. That's a good game. I want this defense to give this offense a chance to win, because this offense still has to prove itself. I mean, anytime you get like 25 plus points, we win. Anytime it's under that, we lose. It comes down to the offense, because the best part of this team this year has been the defense. And I hate to say that, but this offense needs to be able to work. Kareem Hunt did go on the COVID list, but he wasn't going to play with a knee injury anyway. So we should hopefully get him back this week. Still with Nick Chubb, you're going to get back Jedrick Wills, hopefully. You're going to get back Jarvis Landry. You're going to get back Austin Hooper. And this is all hopefully. And you're hopefully going to get back Baker Mayfield. You're going to have... Go ahead.
The bishop, so that's a man of God. That is a real bishop, by the way, a good friend of mine. He says you guys don't have a chance. Mike Lee says you don't have a chance. I'm just passing on the comments so that you know that I'm keeping.
Who's got a chance in Green Bay? Well, now normally you could say in December. The problem is there's been this weather front that's been hitting the Midwest that's keeping everything warm. You don't have the frozen tundra.
Yeah.
But Cleveland's a cold weather team too, man. I mean, everybody, any given Sunday, anybody could beat anybody. If you don't believe me, ask the Cardinals how they did against the Lions this past week.
Yeah. And Vicky, thanks for joining us, Vicky. And again, you too can also be a member of the Galleon. See that little Superman mark on her name? Also, if you're watching on YouTube, that skull and crossbones that Vicky has, you too can also support my channel by becoming a member of the Galleon. It's $5 or $10. $10 gets you a patch.
Did Sultan come back?
No, he had to go and he had to go. Well, he might be doing things and commenting.
Oh, okay.
But there it is. And again, we appreciate everybody that's here watching. Thank you for watching. And make sure you're subscribed to both channels, please. That's all I'm saying. Chronicles of the Black Hole, Captain Jack Rackham. And again, when you're on this channel, for all those, like I said, Jacob comes on my channel. And for all those that are saying that, why is this kid talking? No, this kid, and I would say a young adult.
Knows the game. He knows his stuff. He's knowledgeable.
He is. And he's
beyond his years.
And he's not full of crap like a couple other young, non-young adults are.
Like me.
Okay, there you go. I like this. And by the way, dude is correct. Carr only scored a 20 on his Wonderlic.
Wonderlic.
Yeah, that's kind of low.
Okay, Wonderlic. Is that something that Willy Wonka made, or is that the name of a certain type of movie we're not going to discuss in front of this young man?
That is a movie that we won't talk about with Jacob in the crowd until Jacob is at least 18 years old, because I don't want to.
Wonderlic sounds like something Willy Wonka invented.
Yeah, well, actually, I invented it a long time before that they named the test after it. But I was in the Philippines in the mid '80s. But again, not when Browns by Jacob is. Jacob again.
Only sailors are going to understand that one.
Yeah, that's it. So again, I see the dimples. So I know that Jacob got it. So there you go, Jacob. based upon, and again, not on your I think or I wish or I know. And you said it. You guys got a chance to make the playoffs, but it starts by this weekend's game beating, and that's the Christmas game, right? Yeah, that's the Christmas game. It starts on Christmas, so hopefully you'll have a nice Christmas, because again, just like OG said, every time you win, it helps us out.
Yeah, and a great New Year. Have a really great New Year. Just saying.
Yeah, and I'll leave on this. The Packers, the Browns absolutely have a chance. I don't think they'll beat the Packers, but I think the fact that it is on Christmas could motivate a few players, could get these guys ready, and could push this Browns team to a type of win that we saw in Cincinnati in the first half of the season. Don't be surprised if the Cleveland Browns come out here and blow the Packers. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but there's a solid chance.
No, blow them off the field. Don't say blow the Packers.
Or blow them out.
Yeah, blow them out.
Y'all. Okay, you guys know what I meant. All right, I'm sorry.
I'm not getting in trouble for you, Jacob. I'm not.
Well, either way, don't be surprised if the Browns win. I hope they do. Obviously, it would make my Christmas so much more better. But if we lose, we're not exactly dead. It's just going to really come down to the wire. But hopefully my Browns can get this win. To you guys, the Raiders, do you guys play Broncos or the Colts this week?
We play the Broncos.
Donkeys.
The Donkeys after Christmas. Then we play the Colts. I will be there. You're in Chicago. Come on down to Indy, or come on over to Indy. It's only about, what, a 2-3 hour drive?
Well, yeah, I'm in Central Illinois. That makes me a little bit closer. So, yeah, it's about
I used to
2
live
hours.
In Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, come on over.
About an hour south of Rockford.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell your father you can't come by yourself.
Obviously not. But wait, can I ask what county you live in?
What county I live in?
No, him. He said he lived about an hour south of Rockford.
I lived in, what the hell was that town? In Illinois. We didn't even have a stoplight anywhere. We had a stop sign with a mailbox in the middle of the thing. Little town in Illinois. God, it's been so many years. Hold on.
That's his Alzheimer's acting up. But
no, yeah, that's it. Pretty much. There was a town that I lived in, and I will tell you in just a second.
He has a CRS. He has CRS disease.
What's that?
Can't remember.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, can't remember S. Okay, got it.
No, I've said I've let the S's go. That's my first one tonight. You have 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have 2.
That's pretty good for me.
Yeah, pretty good. Jacob, like I said, if you don't know this guy, he keeps me up late at night for all the cut-ups I have to do on my shows because of him.
Right. That's me. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me go to Rockford and scroll south, and I'll tell you where I used to live. There it is, Rockford. Okay, I lived in straight down.
There you go, Jacob. Another positive from the dude. Another positive.
Thank you.
There you go. Like I said, when he gets hired on to a football team, I'm going with him. I'm his adopted uncle, Uncle Jack.
What was that?
This interests me because it's something south of Rockford.
Well,
like I said,
used to work at MCI in Rockford, and it was like a 45-minute to an hour drive to this little tiny town.
Because I'm technically from a little tiny town that's about 40 minutes north from where I am, and I'm about 2 hours from Chicago.
Right, we were a couple hours from Chicago.
You guys were in the same town, trust me.
Yeah, but I can't remember.
Does LaSalle County ring a bell?
Well, I know where LaSalle County was, but I didn't live in LaSalle County.
Okay.
Come on.
Because the dude asked for it. Yarr!
There it is. Wait.
And thank you, dude, for that $2. Remember, every 5 that you spend, and the dude gives me $2 increments, so I'll have to start adding them up. Like when you have 5 of those, that's two entries, because a dude gives me $2 every time. So thank you, dude. Vicky, I thank you for your entry. I know somebody else gave me some money and I apologize. I know Vicky gave me a donation. Oh, cool, Kev, thank you for your donation as well. Remember, every time you give an entry of $5, you get an entry into the treasure chest of prizes.
You know where Dixon, Illinois is?
If you name me some surrounding towns.
Oregon, Dixon.
Hey, watch that, Dixon and Oregon, okay? I told you don't have things that are kind of on the cusp there, okay?
No, Oregon, Illinois, and Dixon, Illinois were right nearby.
Mm.
Did I mentally, emotionally block that?
Okay, and maybe and Cuzzavelli, here's a question for you, Jake, and then we'll go out on this one. He'll by the way, Jake, he'll figure that one out and then come in and get the thing, because we're up at 2 hours and I need to go to bed, but I have to do the cut-ups. And Cuzzavelli wants to know, in your honest opinion, the Raiders got the Broncos without Bridgewater, Indianapolis, where the Raiders play better on the road and up to their competition, and then the final game in Vegas with the Garglers. Do the Raiders make the playoffs? Honest opinion. And I guess I'm not going to do this, quit the show, because I got Bourbon coming in. So it'll be this question, then Bourbon, then we're out.
100% honest opinion. The Las Vegas Raiders will not make the playoffs. I'm just being honest. I don't see that Colts game as a win. And you never know what Drew Lock can do. I see that as a win for the Broncos, and by Garglers you mean Chargers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Do you know where Franklin, Illinois is?
Franklin sounds a little bit familiar.
That's where I lived.
Okay.
Okay.
And you know what? And like I said, I disagree with you against the Broncos. I think we beat Drew Lock and the Broncos.
Well, yeah. I do think you guys do beat them.
But I agree with you on Indy. The way that Indy has played, and they know they need to do this as well. And see, and the dude agrees with you again. But I think that it's going to come to, it might come down to, if there is a miracle of miracles and the Raiders win the next 2, I just don't want them letting down against the Garglers.
And here's the other thing, kid. If we don't make the playoffs, that means you didn't win your last 2 games, because that's dependent on it.
Well, I mean, I don't see you guys sneaking in with 8 losses, because I think you guys will lose to the Colts no matter what.
Bourbon, I got you. You're coming in, Bourbon.
And I'm looking at Franklin. Franklin's like southwest of me, definitely farther than where I'm from. But yeah, close to Springfield. I haven't been down a ton to that area, but that is cool. That's technically central Illinois, I guess you could say. You throw that in there.
Well, if you, like I said, talk to your dad and mom. If you can come over to Indy. I know it's a reach, but if you can come to Indy, there is a Raider event on New Year's Day. That's like going to be at one of the places there. You can come over there for at least a day. We can meet, then we can take some pictures together again with your parents. I'm not going to be accused of, and like Sneaky G said the same thing. I ain't going to meet you unless your parents are there. Same thing. Okay. But yeah, come on over to Indy if you can. If not, definitely have a fantastic Christmas. Have a fantastic New Year's. And I thank you. And Daniel also thanks you for your input. Again, we appreciate you because you give great insight into the show. And that's for sure.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, again, I got to get the Bourbon Country, because I was gonna end the show, but no, I got to let Bourbon Country in here. But again, Jake, you take care of their partner. You be well.
Yep. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, kid. Hey,
go.
Captain, there's an old Irish saying. There's plenty of time for rest when you're dead.
Yeah, I know. And I don't want that to happen either. Jake, you be well, shipmate. There you go. That was Jake. Now we're going to add my last my last guest of the evening. And again,
Bourbon.
every time you give $5
What's up?
on my channel, that's another reason why you need to make sure you're subscribed over on my channel as well, is that for every $5 you give, you get an entry. Bourbon, how you doing? By the way, how did that move work out? Did I tell you you were watching to make sure the movers didn't steal stuff, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Got a few things broken, but nothing stolen.
Okay.
All right, now, where are you at compared to, how far are you from Savannah?
I am 45 minutes away from Savannah.
South, north, east, or west?
Southwest.
Okay. So because Savannah's like 2 hours away from me.
Yeah.
So you're about 3 hours away, roughly.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
we'll have to get together sometime.
We got to get together.
Yeah.
We got to meet up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if the Raiders next season come and play in Atlanta or Jacksonville or something like that, maybe we'll go.
I'm like, get ready. I'm picking you up.
It won't be Atlanta. Atlanta will be in 8 years from last year. So it'll be in 7 more years, the way that schedule runs. But Jacksonville, that I can tell you, for sure how that runs.
What about up in Charlotte?
No, the last time we played Charlotte was last year. So that'll be 8 years from last year as well.
Wow.
That's just the way it runs. Bourbon, what you got going on, brother? And your thoughts of the game yesterday, your thoughts of the game upcoming.
Just relaxing, chilling, got the house pretty much put together.
Yeah, nice. Got the Hanukkah bush.
Ready and stuff.
Yeah,
Ready to go.
I see your Hanukkah bush has all the lights on it.
Oh yeah. Yesterday's game, gave me a heart attack about like it usually does every week nowadays.
And
like this the whole time.
The dude thinks you're Seabass, so you do kind of resemble.
Hey, no, Seabass has an accent, bro.
He does. How's your Polish accent, Bourbon?
No.
No, okay, never mind.
No, I don't do with them.
Yeah, there you go.
I do accents. I've just never learned how to do the Polish accent.
My Polish accents sound German and Russian, but it's not. Well, which is in between. So you can do that. You po-ruski. That's Russian. There you go. Screw it. Talk to me. See, I got to end the show eventually. I want to get your thoughts. See, I'm blaming Daniel for this. Blaming you for this. Because you got me off track.
Oh, yeah, I was happy that we won yesterday. Glad we pulled it off. Wished we could have beat them a little bit better. We were going up against their JV team, but
well, you see, you missed the earlier part of the show. They did have a couple people out because of COVID. They, like I said, Delpit was out, the other safety was out, and Jadeveon Clowney was out. But they had the pretty much the best portion of their defense was there.
They had a lot of the guys that were on that list were practice squad and second stringers.
Well,
also.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, they had a good portion of their defense there. I mean, Malik Jackson, the other Jackson, was it Myles Garrett? They did have a couple of defenders. Yeah,
Gary got banged up yesterday too.
Yeah.
And that quarterback, their third string quarterback, when he played for San Francisco, carved us up like turkeys.
Right.
Yeah, when he played at San Francisco. Yeah, I remember.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looking forward, I think we beat Denver. I don't think we lose to LA twice in the same year. I don't think that's going to happen. But Indy worries me. I watched that Indianapolis Pats game, and their defense was on point. I mean, they kind of worry.
See, here's the thing: their running game. Everybody's talking about, the running game's going to be okay. Well, here's the thing: the last 2 games, we've gone up against a serious running team that we're like, the running game's going to kill us. Our run defense steps up. I don't know why these guys are all of a sudden they played lights out. There were guys playing yesterday that I was like, these are the Raiders that suck, and they're stepping up and making plays. Faison was in there for 3/4 of that game doing it. Abrams, Clee Farrell, all like Hankins was a beast.
I like Clee. I think Clee, as far as Clee, Yannick, and Max are considered, I think Clee is the best run stopping out of all three.
Clee and Hankins, they were eating lunch from these guys yesterday.
Yeah. But the thing that worries me about the Colts more is their defense. That defense that went up against the Patriots the other day, they were putting it on them.
But
Yeah.
they
They were,
figured them out.
20-0 at one point.
They had them figured out. That dink and dunk West Coast shit ain't gonna work.
Well, we run West Coast too.
I'll allow it.
Not a lot of deep balls in the West Coast offense.
Sounds like our offense.
I was
We
gonna
throw
say,
deep. We go deep.
not successfully since we've lost Ruggs.
Yeah, and before the game yesterday, they were talking about Djax was all up to speed on the playbook and stuff, but I didn't really see him play more. I would have liked to see him in the game more than what he was.
I saw him drop one.
I saw you drop 2.
Yeah,
He dropped
that's right.
2. And Moreau dropped 2.
Mhm.
Edwards dropped 1. Jacobs dropped 1. Edwards did redeem himself with that touchdown. So
Did Hunter Renfro drop one?
yeah, it was. I think it was because of the defensive guy went.
Yeah.
Shoved him to the ground, right?
No, not the shove, not the shove in the end zone. The defender played it where he separated him from the hands and the ball. It was a good
Right.
defense.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good play, just like Faison had against Peoples-Jones. That was a good play.
That was a good play, knocking that ball out of his hand before he could do anything.
That's right. So
I was excited to get Mullen back a couple games ago, but I think they
done.
rushed him back because he's back on IR. I think they rushed
He's
him
done
back.
for the season.
Yeah, he's done. He's
No,
done.
we need to get Perryman back, or put or we need to use our young guys. Our young guys are balling. I don't know why
Diablo's playing well. And
Diablo's playing well.
I was surprised not to see Kuntz at all yesterday.
that was a surprise because again, Kuntz would have been a great.
He's got 2 sacks in 2 games and didn't play it all yesterday. I don't know what happened there.
What is Teamer in or no?
Yeah, Teamer played. Teamer,
Yeah.
and you know what? I'm gonna say something that you will not ever believe are coming out of my mouth. You know who played well at safety yesterday? Dallin Levitt. And you will never hear those words. You've never heard them before. I hope to say it again sometime.
Him and Faison breaking up that pass. I'm like, I was shocked. I'm like, these 2 guys suck, and they just killed it. Like they were killing it.
Well, no, Faison doesn't suck. He had a bad game a couple games ago.
Faison's just inconsistent, I think. He can have some really good games, and then he has another game that's kind of down. He needs to be consistent.
He's not a
I don't
starter.
like Faison at all, and this guy belongs on the practice squad, but he was balling yesterday.
No, I see. With Faison, the first couple games that he played for the Raiders played well, and then he had like 2 stinkers, and he's played. I would say he's played he's definitely C+ B- for the year in my estimation. C+ B-.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yesterday's game, I would have put him at a A-.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying overall, and he did. He played well.
Yeah, Levitt's just like Eric Harris. He'll have a good game every once in a while.
Ooh.
Well,
Eric Harris, he should be packing potato chips again.
Hopefully, Levitt will get the karmic and Charles or the spirit of Eric Harris will embody him in Indianapolis because Harris was the reason why we beat Indianapolis 2 seasons ago.
That was San Diego.
No, I'm talking about Eric Harris in Indy at the game I was at with the game-winning interception against Indianapolis 2 years ago.
Who's the quarterback?
It was the guy that I want to be the quarterback for the Raiders next year, a gentleman by the name of
Jacoby
Brissett.
Oh, okay, because I remember he used to be Phillip Rivers' favorite receiver when he played when they a couple years ago when he lit Phillip Rivers' ass up.
Yeah.
Brett Hundley looked pretty good in that game against the Packers the other day.
Yeah, he did. He did. And that's why, you know, and I don't know what his draft status is. I don't know what. In fact, I will go to Spot Track because you guys you guys kind of wind this conversation. Spot Track.
Brett Hundley was undrafted.
Yeah,
So
no, I'm
you
talking
think-
about. I'm
You
talking.
think the Angry Birds underestimated the Lions a little bit?
Yes.
They're going. You know what they're going to do, though, right? Who they playing this week?
But
The Angry Birds are playing somebody who's seated above us, the Colts.
okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully they win.
Isn't that convenient?
I think part of what helped Detroit out against the Angry Birds. I think part of what helped Detroit against.
Huh?
Oh, my bad. I think part of what helped Detroit against the Angry Birds was Jared Goff. Jared Goff was familiar with them.
True, but all the teams seated above us, with the exception of the Chargers, are playing teams that are probably going to kick their asses. It's going to move us up without us having to do shit with this win.
Yeah.
The Chargers are playing Houston. I would love to see those bipolar Chargers lose that one because they lose to some bad teams. They do.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to need some help because I think best case scenario the rest of the season for us is 2 out of 3.
Yeah, but I think if we win and all these teams that are seated above us play and lose according to what the teams are playing, we could be shot up into the 6th seed. We're in the 10th seed now. We could be elevated to 7th or 6th seed this week.
Tyler Huntley is an exclusive rights free agent with the Ravens, which means that they have first right on him. But he's on a 1-year deal, but they can re-up him. I think pretty sure that based upon what I've seen recently, he will be re-signed by the Ravens, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, they'd be crazy to let him go at this point.
Yeah,
he stepped in there and played well, and you can always count. You can always count on Lamar to miss 2 to 3 games a year.
Right. And again, I remember why. It's because he's out of Utah, and I saw him a couple years. It was either last year or a couple years ago when I saw Utah in a late season game. I said, I like this guy. And I was waiting to see for the Raiders to pick him up. They didn't do it. So Bourbon, you're thinking 2 out of 3. I would like to see 3 out of 3, but I myself think 2 out of 3, which will keep the Raiders unfortunately out of playoffs. I hope I'm wrong. I would like to see 2 out of 3. I'd like to see 3 out of 3 because that means that the Raiders made the playoffs and I won my Vegas bet.
Yeah.
I'd love to see 3 out of 3. I think we're going to go 2 out of 3, and I think we're going to be shocking everybody with the 2 out of 3 we win versus the 3 that the one we lose be a shocker, and the other 2 be shockers of the ones we win.
Yeah. I think if we go 2 out of 3 and we get some help and we get into the playoffs, the other teams better be scared because we're going to be in a place that we haven't been in a long time. And those guys are going to go out there and play the lights out.
But the thing is, this season, as psychotic and freaking crazy as it's been, watch us lose to the Donkeys and then beat the Colts and Chargers. Would that not shock you?
No, that's this season. That's this season.
It would not. It would not shock me. It would not. Like I said, now I would even say that would be more likely if Bridgewater was playing this weekend.
Right. I'm just saying is look at our season. It is.
I got you. I understand what you're saying. Bourbon, thank you for coming in, brother. I gotta put this game to and the broadcast and game to bed. Somebody better tell Daniel he needs to go to bed as well. And that's right. I'm gonna tell Daniel he needs to go to bed.
I ain't going to bed.
Okay, well,
I actually got some family that's coming down from Kentucky. I'm waiting on them to get here. They should be here in about 30 minutes. So,
where at in Kentucky?
They're coming from London, Corbin, Kentucky.
Okay, I used to live in Western Kentucky, over in a little town called
Some place that you've never used to live at. You've lived everywhere.
California, Kentucky, Illinois, New York, Florida. Yeah. and South Carolina. I've lived pretty much all over. Oh, Louisiana.
Yeah.
I've lived all over.
Yeah. And when they're up there, ask them if they can find a Raiders Maker's Mark.
A Raiders Maker's Mark? I saw the Christmas labeled Maker's Mark yesterday.
But yeah, there is a Raiders Maker's Mark where it's drizzled with black and silver. And I would not open it because it would just be, you know,
a collectible.
It would be a collectible. And Richie Riche is in here to see us sign off. Make sure, if you have not seen it already, Mile High Roundtable. This guy had a 5-minute segment on Mile High Roundtable of what the Raiders need to do in order to win. Make sure you go to Mile High Roundtable on YouTube. Check out Richie Riche and the 6'10 Mexican. Great guy. And give them support because they support us. And you're going to get good content out of there anyway. Plus, you can learn things about...
Spy on them, Captain.
You can spy on them. Again, make sure you always support Richie Riche. And
Richie does a good job.
I appreciate everybody that supports us. Again, if you are watching on Chronicles of the Black Hole YouTube, make sure you're coming over and to Captain Jack's channel, and vice versa. If you're on Captain Jack's channel and you're not over on Chronicles of the Black Hole, shame on you. Shame on you. But shipmate, you take care. And both couple shipmates. So you guys be signing off. We will be, no, I take it back. I will not be here Thursday because I will be going to the Gators bowl game on Thursday. So I'm going to have a night off. So I will be off on Thursday watching the Gators hopefully beat UCF in a bowl game that is here. And then obviously Friday is Christmas Eve. Saturday is there's something going on Saturday. I can't remember.
That bowl game is on New Year's Day.
Well, I'm just saying that there's some event on Saturday. I'm not sure. And then Sunday, obviously, the Raiders will be playing the Donkeys, and we'll be doing that. But again, check us out Sunday. We'll either be really happy on Sunday. And Richie Riche will hopefully come in on the show on Sunday talking about exactly what went on, just like Browns by Jacob came on and talked about the Browns game. So we'll be doing that. We'll do that. Again, gentlemen, take care. I'm gonna pop us all out. We'll see you for Sunday for my channel. Make sure tomorrow, NFL Nation Live. Let me put that banner up. God, there's something wrong with my eyes. Here it is. Be sure to catch myself, Ref Guru, and Violator, NFL Nation Live. That is the YouTube channel, and I definitely need to go get this done because I am having an eye migraine where it is bothering the hell out of me. So I got to get that done. Thanks again, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure. Take care. We will see you tomorrow on NFL Nation Live and then Sunday after the Raiders game.
And Thursday on Dos Pendejos in a chat room on Raider Joe's channel.
There you go. Dos Pendejos. Hang out with two assholes.
Yeah, we're not monetized on this one.
No, we are because we've only said S and a-holes.
I got 3 S's. You got an a-hole?
And an S. So
yeah, so you good luck clipping it up, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm sending it to North. Remember, when we go to Roku, everybody has to watch their mouths because it will be a live version here, and then we will be pushing it to Roku. It'll be taped, but it'll be live on Roku. When I get those times, and again, I apologize for putting a finger in my eye. I'm having an eye.
Better than up your nose, sir.
Yeah. Make sure you watch. Watch on Roku TV. You will see it on Northeast Streaming Sports or Northeast Streaming Programming. I'm not sure, but it'll be on Roku TV. But watch it live here. And then if you miss it, you can always go to Roku TV. Also, if you ever miss a show over at Buzzsprout, and I should do this more often, Buzzsprout, I upload the things to Buzzsprout to a podcast. You can listen in your car. You don't have to watch. It's better if you watch, but you can always listen in your car. Buzzsprout will push it out to every podcast outlet there is, whether you want Apple or all of them. I know Apple is the big one, but anytime you want to listen to podcasts, you will find Firing of Broadsides with Captain Jack Rackham on all those channels. So there you go. Wonderful. Guys, take care. We will see you tomorrow night, NFL Nation Live. You'll see the two Pendejos on Thursday. Make sure you are there over on Raider Joe's channel. And then also Sunday after the Raiders game. Gentlemen, always a pleasure. Thanks again.
Good night, Cat. Good night, OG.
Skipper. Intended to the vessel.
I will. I'm gonna go get my eye checked out. Be well.
Aye.
Aye.